Hi everybody, my name is Allie Harris and the business I'm going to be proposing to open is called Mom's Closet. Mom's Closet is a vintage thrift store that's going to be located in Austin, Texas. The reason I decided to call my store Mom's Closet, I know that's kind of a weird name, but ever since I can remember, I was sneaking into my mom's closet and stealing, borrowing, not stealing, any t-shirts, jackets, shoes, jeans that I could find of hers because I just loved the vintage look of them. So I thought that would be a fun name for my vintage clothing store to be. Thrifting is very, very popular right now, and vintage clothing is really in and trending right now. And while there are many thrift stores in Austin, Texas, as I'm sure you're aware, it's often hard to find one that offers both high quality, affordable, on-trend clothing while at the same time offering an enjoyable shopping experience. So the reason I want to open Mom's Closet is because, like I said, I've always been passionate about fashion and vintage clothing, and so I've always been a big fan of thrifting clothes. However, I noticed that a lot of thrift stores are messy and cluttered and just straight up gross sometimes, which does not always provide the most pleasant of shopping experiences. I sometimes even find myself having to wash things 3, 4, 5 times before I feel comfortable wearing them, or just straight up not purchasing something because I feel grimy while I'm in that environment. So Mom's Closet is going to provide high quality, in style, affordable clothing while also being a place where people love to shop. My store will always be clean, organized, and aesthetically pleasing. We will obtain our inventory by attending vintage shows, scouring estate sales, garage sales, other thrift stores, and vintage wholesalers, and we'll also be taking in consignment. By doing this, we'll be able to see exactly what we are buying and selling, finding the best pricing, the best quality, and handpicking only the best for our customers. If I wouldn't want to wear something, I'm not going to buy it. Although I do know that people have different style than me, I have to stay true to my aesthetic and the brand that I'm building. To ensure that our clothing is ready to go, and while we know that people are going to wash resold secondhand clothing, we are going to wash all pieces of clothing that we buy before we put them on the floor. I will hire like-minded people who are passionate about fashion, thrifting, and as well as providing great customer experience to provide the best possible shopping experience that we can. I want our customers to enjoy thrifting without necessarily feeling like they're thrifting. We'll keep our inventory up to date and our store as clean and organized as possible by donating any inventory that stays in our store longer than 5 months. We'll post these items that are on their last call on our social media pages that people then can go and either purchase, or they can bid on them, or they can ask us to hold them if they're the highest bidder until our store opens. We'll only be doing this for local Austin buyers. So in the early stages of Mom's Closet, I will be buying pieces that I think will do very well and posting them on our Instagram for people to buy. I think that this will help us gain following before we open up our doors, and this will also help us to test our target market and our pricing. I think the biggest thing is getting the pieces out there, as well as our name and our brand, to our target market, so they can see that what we are promising is what we are going to be selling. While we can't show them exactly what our store is going to look like, they'll see what the products and the aesthetic of what we are selling is going to be. Once we obtain a following on Instagram who trust us and are eager to see our products, it'll be a lot easier to then transition into the store. In order to market and advertise before our store opens and while we are selling online, I'll be going to events held in Austin, such as music festivals, art festivals, college events, and just getting the name out there before our store opens so that people can follow us on Instagram. And I'll also be following a lot of other thrift stores and a lot of other vintage retailers, and just college students that I meet and people that I meet on the streets that are willing and eager to follow me back. I estimate the startup cost will be around $15,000 to $20,000, just roughly, just to get the doors open. We will need to obtain an employer identification number, a seller's permit, sales tax license, reseller license so that we can collect sales tax, and a doing business as license or a DBA license, because I am a sole proprietorship. In addition, I will also need to get general liability insurance, Additional costs will be however much rent is, cost of the products we purchase, as well as signage, branding, and interior design of the store. In order to cut cost on the interior design, I'm going to scour Craigslist, estate sales, and other thrift stores to try and find items such as shelving tables and racks and just things like that, coat hangers, stuff that I can find without having to buy them more expensively. I'll also be asking for a loan for $5,000. I do have money saved up that I'll be using and plan on fronting most of the cost myself. Income from whatever money I make by selling on our social media page will help to cover future purchases. I'll also be crowdfunding and setting up a GoFundMe page in the early startup days of our store. This is an idea that I'm very passionate about and an idea that I've been sitting on honestly since I was in high school. I know that starting a thrift store can be hard and scary and sometimes take a while to turn profit. However, I'm determined and ready to struggle through the early phases in order to get to where I want to be. I believe that Mom's Closet will offer a unique thrifting experience that customers will enjoy and return to time and time again. Thank you.